And for everybody watching on the live stream on UWW TV, thank you all for tuning in. We are ready to get started here today on this Thursday. Still very chilly, still feeling like fall, but overall a little bit quieter of a Thursday. You know, homecoming's done now. Warhawks don't have a game this weekend. The Thursday night football game sucks tonight. So, I mean, World Series is done. Some stuff's wrapping up now. So, how you guys all doing here on this Thursday? I'm Nolan Kapodowski, by the way, joined once again by Jalen, Austin, Adam, Nazir, and Keys. Thank you all for being here. How are we doing, fellas?
Good, man.
Good.
Tired,
but good.
Tired? Yeah, I heard that one. Yeah, it's... Me too. I really want Thanksgiving break to hit. I'm just so ready for it.
Don't even talk about it, man. It's making me hungry.
That too. Okay, so as you all know, our opening segment for the past few weeks has been the Obscure Sports segment, but recently we've been getting some complaints that this segment is... We're not choosing obscure enough sports here, like NASCAR, like soccer, stuff like that, So I said, you want obscure, we'll give you obscure. And today we're going to be talking about flaming puck unicycle hockey. Yes, it's a thing. Yes, it is just as awesome as it sounds. It's like the National Unicycle Club runs it. I forget what their abbreviation is exactly, but... did anybody look up any highlights for this? Because when I did, I saw a lot of cool pictures. It's exactly as it sounds. No. They use lighter fluid, light a path to the puck, light it on fire, and then you're just riding on unicycles and playing hockey. All the same rules as ice hockey, except the puck is flaming and you're on unicycles.
Kudos to you for finding this stuff, man.
I don't know. I didn't even know that stuff.
I was so confused when I saw
think
it.
of that?
That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. How does that
Where to start?
come about where you're just like, you know what we should do? Hockey's just not fun enough. It's, there's not enough danger in hockey.
All right.
Light the dang puck on fire and let's play on unicycles.
No pads.
No pads. They're riding on unicycles. They're having fun.
What? That's like a circus sport, I feel like. I feel like that's cool, though.
It looks so hard, too. I just have to say, there are a few people that are,
Right,
exactly.
yeah.
There were always people that were falling off, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Can you imagine if it became, professional? And it was just
Put it in the Olympics.
Serious?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, my God.
Well.
A worldwide thing. I feel like the Jamaicans would rule this game. Seriously.
It's run by the North American Unicycling Competition and Convention, which, again, I didn't know was a thing until today. But the NAUCC, they put it on, and it's like an event that they just have. And, it's, there's videos dating all the way back to, 2011 of it. But, seriously, I stress to everybody who's listening or watching, go look it up and go watch some highlights because, even if you have no idea what's going on, the people are hitting a flaming puck around and they're riding around on unicycles. How much more awesome can it get for a sport? This is a very, obviously very niche audience here, but I feel put this on ESPN Ocho or something, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like that could go, if you put this on ESPN, just to show it, I feel like it could blow up in minutes because it would be either really dangerous for people to play in the streets or it could get actually televised and I don't know, people could actually start playing it for real. But that's an interesting sport you found there.
It seems like it was almost invented by two people who came back home, late one night.
Right. That's what I'm thinking of.
A Thursday through a Saturday, if you get where I'm coming from, and just decided, we got a couple unicycles in this hockey puck. What can we do with it?
Can you imagine?
Burn it.
Can you imagine coming back late at night from a long night in Whitewater and then just pulling out your hockey sticks and lighting a puck on fire and just start playing it in the middle of the street somewhere?
I want to know what the stadium would look like. If you
Flames.
if you have to have
Roman Coliseum type thing.
Would you need a huge barrier for this flaming puck too? Or
other stuff can get on fire. The goal can get on fire.
Yeah, obviously you have to keep it on the ground because imagine just a flaming puck just flying by your face or something like that. But
that'd be fun.
I would not want to be the goalie. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't think I would want to catch that thing. So
it's like a talent show thing. Imagine you showed up to homecoming last week and just pulled out a crazy sport and just got a unicycle.
Exactly.
Pulled out a fire puck.
Anybody that's on 91.7 The Edge or that's joining the talent show for next year's homecoming. Now, we gave you an idea here.
There you go.
Here it is.
Flaming
So-
Puck unicycle hockey.
They'll for sure prove that. So
You're going to win.
You would win.
You will
You would
100%
easily
win.
would unanimously win.
As long as you don't light anything on fire.
Oh, I hit into the curtain. No dang. Yeah, so that's our obscure sport. Go check it out. Obviously, I would say that if, it doesn't get much more obscure than that. So, I mean, if you're not satisfied from that, you are going to have to make up your own sport at that point. But moving on to our regular topics here today, there's a lot to talk about. We obviously have our NFL pick segment coming up later. And we'll also talk about the WEAC this wild weekend that they're going to have. The UW Whitewater team is obviously playing, which we usually talk about them, but there's another WEAC conference game in football that bears a lot of weight to it and bears a lot of weight to playoff implications. So we'll be talking about that. But first, our segment titled Ranger Things. Get it? Stranger Things, Ranger Things.
that's good.
The Rangers officially winning the World Series, their first in franchise history last night in 5 games, coincidentally winning 5-0 in that ball game. And there are only 5 MLB teams now remaining that have not won a title. One of them, obviously, the Milwaukee Brewers.
They're number 1 right now.
Yeah.
Like just for the longest streak of not winning one.
Yep. Seattle Mariners, San Diego Padres, Tampa Bay Rays, and there's one more I'm forgetting. Who did I miss? Colorado Rockies. That's it. So we're one of the 5. Let's go. Not a stat that you want to be first in, but Milwaukee. There we are, tied with the Padres for longest time that we've been around. We have not won a World Series. We made one. We didn't win one. But going back to that Rangers World Series win, kind of unexpected. At the start of the year, they had the second worst record in the MLB 2 years ago, or the worst record in the MLB 2 years ago. 100-loss team, and they beat a Diamondbacks team that was red hot, but they beat them in 5. Thoughts on the Rangers getting their first dub over here to Jalen?
I mean, I would just say that Corey Seager is him. I mean, Nathan Eovaldi had 5-0 postseason record with what is sub 3.2 some ERA or something like that. I mean, what he did this entire postseason run was practically near to impossible for a lot of random, ordinary pitchers, in my opinion. So the Rangers deserve it, and well, Dallas is probably cheering like the Cub fans were back in 2016.
Yeah, that weight that's lifted off your shoulders after you win your first. It's nothing like it, really. I mean, it felt like that, like the Bucks. I can just say that from my experience. Obviously, I haven't felt the Brewers, but like when the Bucks won it, even though they had won prior, it's like first time in 50 years. Just feels so good. So, Austin, thoughts on the Rangers clinching that dub last night, winning the World Series?
I mean, it's always exciting to see a team that hasn't won and this is their first time, But other than that, I mean, it wasn't super exciting. I mean, I looked at some of the stats in Game 3 and 5 had the lowest viewing for a World Series in the World Series history, which is it's not that good. You obviously want to have a lot of viewership, but other than that, yeah, Corey Seager. He played really well, so he definitely deserves the World Series MVP. But yeah, I guess congrats to the Rangers winning that.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was one of the lowest watched World Series, even lower than the 2021, which was that 60-game bubble season. The Mickey Mouse ring, as they call it in all sports, even though that only applies to the NBA. But yeah, I mean, it was, a lot of people were like, nobody's going to watch this when it happened, when that matchup got set. And they were right. A lot of people say that every year, but they were right this year. Lowest viewership. I mean, I saw a lot of people in the comments on these Instagram posts saying they didn't even know it was on until they saw the Rangers had won it. And it's
Crazy.
I don't know. At that point, you must really not care about baseball, which I'm sure a lot of people don't. But Adam, thoughts on the Rangers?
I thought they did well. I mean, they were pretty good in all the aspects of the game, but they for sure earned it. After the 52 years in the making here, it's going to the Rangers, and with that sweep the other night, that was That was impressive. I'm not sure if it was the Rangers or just kind of Arizona, just kind of asleep at the wheel, but a
Yeah.
little bit of both maybe.
I mean, I feel like baseball is a very big like momentum-driven sport. Not the most, because I think like basketball, basketball is the game of runs. But baseball, like when you get momentum, you can cruise, which is what the Diamondbacks did. But sometimes at a certain point, it just wears out. You run into a good team, and the Rangers, I think, proved that this wasn't like a fluke run. They beat the best team in baseball on their path to get there. In the Orioles, they beat a 90-some win team in the Rays, another 90-win team that has a lot of experience in the Astros. So, and then obviously you get the Diamondbacks in the World Series here. But Nazir, thoughts on Rangers Diamondbacks? I'm guessing that you thought the Phillies Rangers would have been a much more entertaining series there.
Of course I do, man. I said this when they won this. I literally, it would have been so much better, and I think it would have been marketed better if the Phillies made it, because when you got two small market teams in the World Series, no one really wants to watch it like that. So I mean, the Phillies are obviously a bigger market than Arizona, I think at least, like numbers wise. But I don't know. It was a good performance by the Rangers. I knew they were gonna come do that. It's just I just think it would have been a lot better if the Phillies made it. They probably would have gone 7, in my opinion.
Doubt it at 100%.
100%.
Yeah.
I don't know who would have won it, because it was a really tough one to pick from. Like, I don't know. I remember we went over this a few weeks ago before the Phillies lost, but I don't know who would have won that series. I just don't want to go on 7, because both of them would have came out, just playing out of their minds. But the Rangers showed up, and the Diamondbacks did not, because they played 7 games beforehand. So it's kind of probably really tough to go on.
I couldn't say that, because
Yeah, I think so.
the Rangers were 11-0 in the postseason on the road.
That's true.
And the Phillies were not that good on the road, so it would have been tough. But
I think they
I
would
think
have.
it would have still went 6. But
Yeah.
I think the Rangers would have had a command and
I feel you.
lead for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and it's, obviously you make a good point, though. Coming off
Oh,
of
yeah.
7 games, like
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
a tough. I mean,
tough.
like it would have been tough for the Phillies either way, too.
Yeah.
Which, I think maybe gives some merit to that they wouldn't have gone 7, because, like, at that point, Philadelphia is getting a little worn down. Anybody would have been worn down after that 7-game series. But I definitely agree. I think it would have been closer.
The
I think
Rangers had some injuries too, didn't they? They had those.
Yep, Elise Garcia was out. Max Scherzer was out for the rest of it.
So I mean, I don't know.
So-
Maybe it'll happen too with the Phillies.
That happened after Game 4, though.
Really?
That's true.
They played like the first 4 games.
But I mean, you think maybe the Rangers, I feel like really they won the series when after that was announced that the next game they won, like it was 11-7, but they were up at like 11-1 at one point. So it's like that was over at that point. But yeah, I mean, who knows? You could play the what if game all day.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
Right.
Kisan, your thoughts on Rangers winning the World Series, their first title?
No, it was dope. I can't agree. Like, if it was the Phillies, it would have been a more interesting World Series. But a win is a win is a win is a win. So,
Exactly.
yeah,
Doesn't matter how you get there. Doesn't matter who you play.
facts.
If you win, you win. So, at the end of the day, anything stand out to you about this playoff series as a whole? Or not just this series, but the playoffs as a whole. I mean, it was one where teams that had I think it was the 5 best teams in baseball, 4 or 5 best teams in baseball, had to combine 1 win, I think. So, I mean, thoughts on why that was? Do you think that that's going to be a trend moving forward, or do you think that that was just kind of a one-time deal here, just going around the room?
Well, let's talk about the top 3 payrolls as well. The Yankees, the Mets, and the Padres didn't even make it to the playoffs. So, I mean,
You gotta watch the
is
Moneyball movie more,
it's like baseball is like a funnier game. It's like it could be just random people that just make big plays and make a name for themselves.
Yeah, that's 100% right. I mean, I feel like baseball is one of those sports, too, where it's just you get random names popping
Yeah.
up all the time, and then the stars could just completely drop off. I mean, you look at
Yeah.
even just 5 years ago, who were the stars? Christian Yelich,
Yep.
who's the one on Bellinger?
Exactly.
Yeah. No, but but I mean, Cody Bellinger. I mean, those were like the top like 2 guys in the league, and now I mean, they're still in the league obviously, and they're still performing good. But I wouldn't, I don't think anybody considers them even in like the top 25 stars in the league anymore right now. So it's just baseball's one of those ones that just changes so quick, I feel like.
For sure.
Any final thoughts here before we move on from this Rangers World Series win?
This don't got nothing to do with the Rangers, but it has something to do with the baseball. I'm a lefty, and I just want to say the best hitters are left-handed.
Left-handed hitters. Okay, it might be a debate for a time. Maybe we go take the Comrex out
Ronald Acuna
to
not
baseball
good.
in springtime and.
Never heard about that one before. Okay,
Yeah,
that's a good take.
that's a good take. Yeah, but I guess
All right.
Ronald Acuna doesn't exist.
Okay, moving on. We have the WeX Wild weekend here coming up, and we're going to dive into Whitewater's game first here. But before we do that, let me just preview what we're going to talk about here. UW River Falls and UW La Crosse are 2 of the best teams in the WEAC, obviously besides Whitewater. You got 3 teams in the WEAC conference that are in the top 10 nationally ranked, which is crazy. I mean, it's the best team. It's the best conference in Division III. I mean, hands down.
100%.
I don't think that there's much debating that. But
Could make a debate for all 3 sports too.
I mean, yeah. I mean, basketball, they're always up there. Baseball, yeah. They just have so many good quality Division III teams here. But yeah, so I mean, this River Falls versus La Crosse matchup is going to be a very big one. It has big playoff implications because all the playoff hopes for even Whitewater included kind of come down to this game, because if La Crosse loses, all the teams have 1 loss, and then it could get kind of crazy. But we'll talk about that in a second. But first, we got UW Whitewater's game coming up here. They got an easier game coming up. It's still against a weak opponent. You can't overlook anybody. But
Oh, stop.
I mean, I'm trying to play the martyr here. I'm trying to play the nice guy. It's up against
We have no
Stevens Point,
point
the Pointers.
Oh boy.
Not a great team in the WEAC. They struggle mightily. We beat them 79-10 for some reference last year. So, but thoughts on how this game might go? Obviously, don't just say like they're gonna win, because like that's, do you think it's gonna be another one of those big blowouts? Do you think Stevens Point might keep it close through a half? How do you think this game will go? We'll start over here with Austin.
It's gonna be a blowout. We're gonna be on cruise control, just kind of going by. Our defense, I mean, we have arguably the best rushing defense in the WEAC. Like, our defense is great, as well as our run game, and we're just better than them. It's not gonna be close.
I am better. Yeah, I mean, I would like to say that's a hot take, but I mean, no. But it's probably the correct take. Let's be real here. But anyways, moving on to Adam.
Yeah, this game will be fun to watch. But I'm kind of disappointed, just because I know you have to take your starters out. But if they didn't, I would love to see.
100 ball.
I would love
100
to see
points.
triple digits. I'm just saying. I think it would be. I don't know what they do with the scoreboard or what, but I don't know. I think it'd be fun. But Stevens Point, they're getting better. They scored a touchdown or 2 against. Oh, was it Stout? I don't know. Yeah, they need help, but it's yeah. They need like the Deion Sanders to come in, and I don't think that'll help.
Yeah,
but-
I was gonna say. I mean, he's not exactly
Nick
doing
Saban or
wonders
something.
necessarily for Colorado, but
Yeah,
hey, they put up 28 against Oshkosh. So I mean,
That's pretty good, actually.
That's good.
That's kind
good.
of wild.
Yeah, that's-
I forgot about that. That's really cool.
They
so
have-
like for that game, was it all at the end, or was it at?
Throughout the game, was
okay.
it?
let me check. Yeah,
I'd probably put the.
I think that
Took they foot
They
together.
got 14 in the second, 14 in the third quarter. So
That's the starter.
it's decent. It's
about?
decent.
That's pretty
I
good.
didn't know if all 28 were in the last quarter.
But what was the final score though?
66 to 28. It was. They were only down by 2 touchdowns at one point after Oshkosh started scoring. It was 28-14. Then it got to 42-14.
They lost their first game
Okay.
9-77.
I wonder if we had like
9-77 is
a point
crazy.
spread and like a covered, just like what it would be for like a game
Yeah.
against like Stevens Point. I think it'd be so funny to see like the spread and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, it would be
Guys.
pretty astronomical.
Okay, wait, hold on. Okay.
They lost 99 before, so they almost got triple.
I'll take the alt.
77. Never mind.
Wait.
I mean, to be fair, that game they did put up 77. Like they got 77 put up on their head was against Lindenwood, who is a D2 school. So that it's, if we're being fair here, but I mean, still, it's been rough sledding. They beat St. Norbert by three. And if we quick take a look at St. Norbert's record, I'm pretty sure that they also don't have exactly the best football program over there in the NACC.
Stevens Point won the Spud Bowl against St.
The
Louis.
Spud Bowl. Oh, St. Norbert's actually 6-3 this year. Whoa.
What?
Okay.
Weak conference, I guess.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, they play teams like Ripon, Wisconsin Lutheran, Eureka College. I didn't even know that was a thing. Eureka.
That was my math.
So yeah, I mean, I guess they've been cruising, but they lost to Aurora. They played them, so that's obviously the team we lost in the playoffs last year. But so I mean, yeah, they're not awful necessarily, but like
You're being way too nice. To
I'm trying to be like I'm trying to put this the best way I can without seeming like I'm like completely trashing them on the air here, but
Okay, well,
Numbers don't lie.
if you don't, I will. All right, so here we go. First game, 9-77, 31-28. Second game, they won that. Wow, okay. 7-30, 17-24 against Eau Claire. That's a good game. That's a good game for the bottom half.
Yeah.
All right, and then we got 10-51 against Platteville, 14-51 against Stout, 14-75 against River Falls, 28-66 against Oshkosh. I say we're putting up 80, and they're scoring 3
80
points.
points.
They will score 3
Wow.
points.
They might get a safety in there.
They'll get, okay, 5. They'll get 5 points.
5. That's I mean
They play
scoring.
lacrosse next week too.
We ex Scorigami. You know, lacrosse should just like lose to River Falls and then lose to Stevens Point.
Can you imagine? Okay, I don't
That'd
even
be
know.
crazy.
That would be
That
on
would
like
be the best
every.
game.
I don't even. That would be on every headline.
Yeah, they'd be
Yeah.
like sports
And,
center.
like,
Yeah.
Sports centers. I don't know about that, but
Can you imagine Bay Sports Center?
I mean, you would if you lose it.
Keith's thoughts on Stevens Point Whitewater here. Do you have a different opinion? You think Stevens Point might win this one?
You know, I feel like they're not going to do as bad.
Okay.
That's all I can say.
As last year.
As bad.
I mean, it's hard to do much worse. Let's just say that.
It's
Yeah.
only up from here. That's all. I
Yeah,
can say.
it's
only
hard.
from
None to
there.
lose, but a game.
They hit rock bottom, but I mean, yeah, I mean, we have to echo the same sentiments here. Again, it's you don't want to like look past any team, and I doubt that they're looking past them by any means, but they are, obviously it's like, if we're focused, we're going to take care of business here, and, we're probably going to get our subs into this game. They're probably repping their subs, being like, get ready to play this week. Because, I mean, this is a Stevens Point team. They put up 16 points a game, and they give up an average of 50. So it is rough sledding for them. They allow teams to average almost 200 yards a game, 190 to be exact. They average 81 themselves. Passing yards, they average 193. They let teams average 375 against them a game, 375 a game, just through the air. So I mean,
So what do you think it is? Like, is it their?
Sounds like the defensive
That's
backs
what
are
I'm saying. Is
just.
it just like their defense that's just horrible, or is it the offense that
It's
just doesn't put
probably
enough
it's
points?
both.
I mean, you got to think about it. Like, if you're
You ain't got no running game.
it's just like recruiting and stuff like that. Like it's the same thing in like D1 with like Alabama and all like those
You can always
dynasties.
get
It's
great
like
players, yeah.
yeah, like once you are a good program, you're going to get a lot of the good players. And so a lot of those guys who maybe don't go D1 and like decide to go D3, they're obviously going to look at like the North Centrals, the Mount Unions, the UW Whitewaters, and then, now maybe starting to creep in UW La Crosse, UW River Falls, teams like that. Stevens Point, if you're going to Stevens Point, and yeah, this is not trashing anybody there by any means, but they're just probably not one of those teams, like, it's just a reality you have to face. Like, as a Wisconsin Badgers fan, I know that we're not going to get, 5 to 7 5-star recruits out of, college for, football or any sport for that matter.
And Graham Mertz.
Well, yeah, he was great.
5-star recruit.
Yeah, I mean, he was, let's be fair.
He was great in high school.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just a reality you have to face. But I do think that they are doing better this year. I think that they're doing better and with what they're given. But again, it's like, I mean, at a certain point, you're in the toughest conference in football. What would be interesting to me is, like, where do you think that they would, like, rank if they were in another conference? Like, if they were in a weaker conference, do you think that they would, maybe they start getting a little more talent? Maybe they start getting, the ball rolling a little bit more. They don't have to face these tough teams. They might, maybe not necessarily win the conference, but, get a 4th or 5th place finish or something like that.
I think Platteville would win a conference if they.
Oh, yeah.
Or Oshkosh, they would win a conference if they were in a different.
I would even argue that Stout might win a conference if they were in a different one.
So close.
Yeah,
They're
it'd be
pretty-
close.
they're
Yeah.
super
If you put those 3 teams in a different conference and just like 4 other teams,
Yeah.
it'd be pretty interesting.
It would be something. It would be very interesting to see how they would do. But obviously, in the WIAC, you're in the toughest conference. You got the odds stacked against you. But so yeah, that previewing the UW Whitewater game. And now let's go on to the main one, the main WIAC game, the game that's going to have a lot of attention and that Whitewater fans may want to tune in for after halftime, assuming it's going to be as bad as we think for the Whitewater game. River Falls, UW La Crosse. And this is very interesting here because the WIAC has some weird rules when it comes to who makes the playoffs, who gets the automatic bid. Believe it or not, if UW River Falls beats UW La Crosse and they all have one loss at the end of the year, UW River Falls gets the automatic bid because it goes that the team that made the playoffs, the team that didn't make the playoffs the longest gets the automatic bid. So since UW River Falls did not make the playoffs last year,
The pity vote.
and La Crosse and Whitewater did, River Falls gets the automatic bid.
So then would we get in it all? Because we
We'd
lost.
probably have an at-large bid.
But La Crosse would have 2 losses then.
Yeah.
And they had
That's
If
you know
we
that's
win out, then we'd be.
one. Well,
that's the thing. But then it would be interesting because that's where like the real pickle comes in for Whitewater fans is because like who do you cheer for this weekend? And I feel like you almost cheer for UW La Crosse even though you're not going to win the conference. You're not going to win the conference either way probably at this point.
Yeah.
Barring some crazy loss for Stevens Point
Come on.
or whoever.
Well, you could root for River Falls because they have to play Oshkosh too. At the end of
That's
the
very
year,
true.
so-
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have
tough
2
game.
They're not,
really
they're not,
hard
a,
games.
they're not
the
a
next
team
two
they're
you
not
just
off.
look past.
They're not off the leash
So
whatsoever.
they have 2
yeah.
games in the next 2 weeks that they have to win, and those opponents are not
Not easy.
like Stevens Point.
And they got pushed to the wire last weekend against UW Stout. It was
close.
It was a game
All
for a
game.
while.
Yeah.
They did end up winning by 2 touchdowns, but still, 49-35. That was a game. It was like 28-28 at one point in the third quarter.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there like,
I remember I was showing you, and I was like, dude.
yeah,
this
it's
could,
like,
this could be gross.
wow, this is interesting. that the fact that they were. Again, for River Falls, even if they, obviously they their playoff hopes rely on this win because they're at large bid. Even if you threw out the fact that they would have 2 losses in conference, like their big win this year is against Mary Hardin Baylor, who just lost to Hardin Simmons, fell out of the top 25, will not make the D3 playoffs, like confirmed. They're not getting an at-large bid with four losses on the year. So Mary Hardin Baylor, a team that's like one of the big 4 that has, been a championship winner in however many years, because there's only been 4 teams in the last handful. They're not going to be in it this year, so it kind of opens the window for somebody else. But besides that, that's really their only signature win on the year. So River Falls, don't get me wrong, is good. But as far as predictions for this game go, I just think that La Crosse is going to win this one. And so we'll open it up here. Adam, who do you think is going to come away with the victory in this one?
It's really a toss-up. I could see it going one of 2 ways. I think Lacrosse is going to win it, to be honest. I feel like they just have that it factor that I don't know.
Dog
I don't
in
know how to
them?
describe it, but
The dog in them.
yeah, I feel like they're going to dig deep because they really want. I'm not saying that River Falls doesn't either, but yeah, honestly, it's a toss up for me. But I envision Lacrosse winning it. I do.
It is interesting to note, too, that it is in River Falls. So, if that sways anybody's opinion. But, Nazir, who do you think will come away with the victory in this one?
I think River Falls has a better defense than Lacrosse. Between those two, like going head to head, I would say River Falls has the edge on defense. But they did lose at Lacrosse last year, 17-24. I think it'll be like that again. But I think River Falls will. I think they'll get that. I think they'll. I don't want to say them because look, we saw Lacrosse play like. And I just think that game was kind of a fluke too. We kind of just lost that game with turnovers.
We shot ourselves in the foot
right.
multiple times.
And we lost by 3. So
Right.
and we beat River Falls by a touchdown, 21-14. Like I said, their defense is amazing, and they held us to 21 points. So I'm gonna go 24-17 River Falls.
Interesting. Okay, so you think River Falls will get the automatic bid there.
Yeah.
Keith, thoughts on this one? Who do you think is going to come away with the win and likely the WEAC conference title?
Home court advantage. Home
River
field
Falls. Okay, that's interesting. So we got 2 River
ready for
Falls picks and 2
basketball season?
lacrosse picks right now. We could have a split room on this. Jalen, your thoughts on this one? Who do you think wins?
As I'm looking at the schedule and been looking at some of the stats for the past few minutes, probably Lacrosse is the favorite, but man, River Falls can really score the ball. I mean,
Caleb, man.
Caleb
that guy.
Blaha.
I mean, I seen him when I watched the game when we were out there when they were there, and man could run the ball, throw it. He's gonna be a problem. So, and he at home, and they trying to revenge the loss that they had against us. I'm probably gonna lean more River Falls, but probably Lacrosse is the favorite.
Okay, so River Falls
Yeah,
would be your
right.
pick?
Yeah,
Okay.
River Falls is my pick. Yeah.
Okay, Austin.
This is tough. River Falls, they do have a really good defense, and Caleb Blaha is crazy, having like 6 rushing touchdowns last game. That's just that's crazy.
I'm telling you.
I didn't even
He
know
is
that.
some. I mean, the fact that we held him to as little as we did, it was just
Yeah.
like
I just don't think
baffling to
Lacrosse
me.
can do that. I just
can't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you look at how they handled us, which I don't think they handled us that well, considering we're not huge, like dual threat, I guess you could say. I just feel like Lacrosse isn't going to be able to contain him, and it's going to be close. I think it's going to be like 31-28, like
Something like that.
nail biting
Yeah.
type thing. But
I think it's gonna be lower like ours. I don't know.
I mean, both quarterbacks, it's 2 good quarterbacks. It's a good matchup, but I feel like River Falls, as the underdog, they're going to have a lot more riding on their shoulders than Lacrosse. So
Well, the way Lacrosse played us, well, they saw that he wasn't passing the ball well, so they brought in another guy and used their starting quarterback as like a running back. So
which is like
Yeah.
crazy.
And
no,
yeah, you
one
had like
does that.
40
yeah, so
attempts or something.
we win that game if we don't turn the ball over. It's that simple.
It's very interesting, though, that, I mean, just looking back on that game, I mean, Caleb Blaha is their whole offense. Like,
Yeah.
for the, with all due respect to everybody else, but like Caleb Blaha, the fact that he touched the ball was like the main ball carrier on 77 plays last game. He had 33 pass attempts, went 24 for 33, 234 yards and a touchdown, and then 40 rushing attempts.
That's
40
crazy.
for 301 yards and 6 touchdowns is just baffling. I mean, we knew coming into the season that he was going to be one of the best players in the WEAC. He is one of the best players in the WEAC. And this game is just going to be crazy. But let's say River Falls does win. This is just the last hypothetical I'm going to throw out there. If River Falls does win, River Falls gets the automatic bid, they get into the playoffs. Who do you think gets the automatic? Or who do you think gets the at-large bid? Because they only have 4, and chances are 2 WEAC teams will probably not get it. You got Whitewater, obviously, who only has 1 loss in the year, played a tougher schedule than Lacrosse, but lost to Lacrosse. Lacrosse with 2 losses on the year.
So
It'd be us because we actually beat the conference champion. I want to say we beat the
Yeah,
conference
if River
champion.
Falls wins, we beat
Yeah.
them.
We were
beat
5-1
them.
against ranked teams.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we beat them,
Exactly.
and they would
If
have
If you
two
look at
losses.
the numbers,
Yeah,
like
I'm looking at Lacrosse's schedule. Now that I looked at the schedule, I'm not really that convinced. I'll explain this.
cupcake schedule.
They beat. Okay, well, let's start with the WEAC. We'll just go with the WEAC. We won't talk about other games, but they beat Stop by 5, 45 to 40.
That's crazy.
They beat us by 3. Okay, whatever. They beat Platteville by 21 to 17, which is not impressive in my opinion. They beat Oshkosh 31-28.
He's close.
Yeah, they haven't
So
really.
like
They're
we
just barely
beat
getting
by. Yeah.
way better teams than them in my obviously because they were all ranked at one point. Even Oshkosh was ranked and we beat them.
Right.
So I mean that's just I think we'd easily get that. I don't think there's a question.
We should.
So if I'm thinking like that, they would be thinking. I'm thinking they were probably gonna look at head to head. So
Right.
Since we beat the conference champion and they lost to them, and with 2 losses, that's 2 shots against them than our 1. So they'll probably let us in.
But you don't think that the fact that, like, if you're looking at just those 2 teams, Lacrosse beat Whitewater head to head, do you think that that would have more weight in that conversation?
No, because they lost to Hardin Simmons, who's a 6th seed or 6th ranked, and then they'd lose to River Falls.
Yeah,
who's
they would have
7th
2
ranked.
losses.
Yeah.
And to 2 top 10 teams.
Yeah.
And then we beat top 15, 10 teams.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean that would make sense.
You would
if
have
we
to
don't
give
get
us the
that.
nod.
Yeah,
yeah.
if you do a little bit of digging, it should be obvious.
I think
Yeah.
it would be kind of a robbery if Whitewater didn't.
That's
make
what I'm
it
saying.
personally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would make no
But-
sense in my opinion.
I mean, the WEAC and D3 they have some wacky processes when they pick the playoffs. I mean, the fact that River Falls, if they win, would be in as like the conference champions and get the automatic bid does not make much sense to me. Like that
But-
that rule that whichever team made the playoffs like the furthest down the road.
They would still have to
Was-
beat Oshkosh though.
It's true. It's true. And let's not look past them because Oshkosh is a good quality program. But
Lacrosse beat them by 3.
Yeah.
that could happen.
just looking at that rule, I mean, I don't know if you guys think like that rule is as stupid as I do, but I just think that that is
Yeah.
just, I don't know who came up with that,
Right.
but I don't agree with that at all. Like,
No.
I know it gives little guys a shot and stuff, but it, it should
be
go
better.
season by season. Who cares what you did in the past? Like, this season we're talking about.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I saw that like last week and I was just kind of like, what? Like, how is that a thing? But it's going to be very interesting. You're going to want to tune into that. Again, tune into the Whitewater game. It's on the road. It's at Stevens Point. But hey, if that one's over by halftime, or even if it's not, just make sure you're tuning in to that Lacrosse River Falls game, or at least be checking the score, because that one has major implications for Whitewater as well. And should be very interesting to see what happens and how it all shakes out. But we will revisit it next week. But now, of course, it's time for the Hawks Talk Flying 5 NFL picks, as always. We did a little better than the week before, everybody, but
Yes,
I
I
did
still
not.
got lead.
still not fantastic necessarily,
I
because
don't remember what I did.
so Jalen, we picked just for reference, we picked the Vikings as Packers, we picked the Bengals at the Niners, the Jaguars at the Steelers, then a lock and an upset. So Jalen had 5 points on the week. 4 points, sorry. 4 points. Sorry. Still very good. 4 points on the week. You got the Vikings, Jaguars, and your lock, Chargers over Bears, right? Nobody got an upset right this week, by the
Okay,
way.
I'm cool.
Nobody got an upset this week. Austin had 3. He got all of the games right. No lock or upset, though. Adam had 3. Congratulations.
Here we go.
2 weeks of 0. He broke the streak there.
I had 2 weeks.
2 weeks in a row of zeros. That's been broken. So 3 points there. Nazir had 4.
Oh.
And
No ground game, but
Keys had 1. Keys had 1 point. So Nazir had the Jaguars. Everybody had the Jaguars right except Adam. Adam had the Steelers. Everybody had the Niners. Everybody had the
That game was
Niners
close.
wrong,
That was close.
except for Austin. Austin had the Bengals. And then me and Keys were the only ones who stuck faithful to the Packers, and it cost us, unfortunately.
Jordan
Our
lost
relationship is
the
over.
round.
I'm telling you, man.
So updating the scores, we have Jalen at 26. We have Austin at 18. We have Adam at 12. We have Nazir at 24.
Okay, I'm still in that.
So still down by 2. I have Keys at 16, and I am also at 16 as well.
We tied for third.
We are tied for 4th. We're tied for 4th.
Hey, man, it's-
Austin is in 3rd, and Adam is still in the basement, but making some grounds, you know?
Yeah.
I need a run.
How much we have?
You have 12.
You need some
Okay.
wild picks.
Well, guys have
Football
what?
been
We have
so
16.
Y'all need some
Predictable.
wild, like crazy, like
Watch
really
this.
good-
Y'all need like
So
2 upset picks a week.
You need Packers to beat the Rams or something, man.
Yeah.
I don't see that
Or
happening.
the
That's not gonna
Cardinals
happen.
beating the
I
Browns
mean,
or something.
so for anybody, we'll go over the games here.
Tyler playing.
The games that we are going to be predicting this week are as follows: Rams at Packers, and I know we've been doing the Packers a lot, but
This our last
that's our
Packers
target
win. Leave 'em
demographic
alone.
here. Majority of people that listen to us are Packer fans, so that's just I kind of said
Not
that.
after this season.
Well, yeah, I mean that's to be
No.
determined, I guess, but. So that's always why we do the Packer games. I'm not just playing favorites. It's just because we appeal to the target demographic here.
Right,
Because
right.
trust me, it does me no good sitting here trying to pick the Packers every week. But so Rams at Packers. Packers are actually favored in that one by 3.5.
That is wild.
That is
That's
insane.
crazy.
That
That's
is-
ridiculous.
It's
I think because of no Stafford.
was
It is in
Charles.
Lambeau, and yeah,
Because no
Stafford is out.
Who's the
Stafford is out. Who is their backup? That's a great
Last person I
question.
remember was Baker.
Doesn't matter.
Not Baker, yeah.
I know he been.
So then we got Dolphins at Chiefs in Germany. Kansas City favored by 1.5 in that one.
love that game.
Cowboys at Eagles, a NFC East matchup. Battle
Stetson
top
Bennett.
2 NFC
Or
East.
Brett Ripon.
Oh, it's this.
It's going to be Brett Ripon. That's who's going to start. Yep.
yeah.
Stetson Bennett is not starting. So Cowboys at Eagles. The Eagles favored by 3. And then, of course, our lock and upset of the week per usual. So, without further ado, we're going to get right into our first game. And it is going to be Rams at Packers without Matthew Stafford for the Rams. Puka Nacua is also a little banged up, questionable, I believe. But Green Bay, they just traded Rasul Douglas, my heart. But yeah, I mean, Packers favored by 3.5 here at home. And we're going to give it to Nazir to start.
Go, yeah, you go first, bud.
That
Wow, this is really. We got Ripon at quarterback.
Ripon at quarterback. It's going to be a heck of a
That's gonna
matchup.
be a really good game.
It's gonna be so
gonna be 10-7
good
at
at
the
being 0-0. It's
It's
gonna
so
be
ugly.
a field goal game.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
kickers are going to be
Yeah,
busy in
kickers
this
like
one.
kick-
really
Kick
hard.
points gonna be money.
Isn't Lambeau?
It is in
Oh,
Lambeau.
Packers.
Green Bay.
Give me
Okay.
Packers.
Even matter,
Give me
bro.
Packers. No, give me Packers.
Man.
I'd just like to point out that the Preston Smith is our cornerback now without.
Hey, he's
No,
our
no, he's-
4th cornerback, but I mean, come on.
You're fine.
Right.
Sign Richard Sherman.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we got, yeah, right.
He going.
So we got one Packers pick for Nazir. Keys, who do we have?
Yeah.
When's the last time the Rams beat the Packers in Lambeau? Please, someone tell me.
It's been a while.
It's been a very long time.
been a while.
Yeah, Rodgers though.
Even when they had, even when they
This is
won,
the Packers
even when they had
that
that
we-
Super Bowl team, they lost in Lambeau.
It's true.
Okay.
I'm telling you, they're not winning that game.
We had Devontae too.
Yeah.
Well, we Devontae Rodgers.
They had Cooper Cup.
I know
we
we
got-
said our relationship was over,
He's,
but I didn't sign the papers.
This is like a homecoming.
I'm going to go with my. Oh man, I don't even want to.
It's okay, bro.
They not even mine. I'm
going
going
with the
with
Packers.
the Green Bay Packers.
you're the one holding up the boombox outside their window right now, asking for them back for this week right
Please.
now.
I think their wide
Please.
receivers catch better in Lambeau. They don't catch on the road for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
No, isn't. Is he? It's
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm just,
Jordan Love's been playing good, so I don't know. His receivers are letting him down.
No. He's been.
I am going to go with the Rams, but only because the Packers seem to lose every time I pick them, so I'm going to pick against them. And if they win, I'm going to be happy either way. So I'm going with the Rams in this
Reverse
game.
psychology.
Reverse psychology at its finest. Over to Jalen, who's winning this one.
I have no idea, but I would love to make them my upset pick, but I don't know if I could do that. Probably, I'm gonna just go with the Rams because I can't trust the Packers, man. I just can't.
I feel ya. Austin.
I feel like this is going to be one of those games where the Packers just, like, they click. You know, it's one of those games where everyone, they count them out, and then they just, like, They go crazy. So I'm gonna go with the Packers just because Stafford's out too. That's a huge one.
You guys don't believe in Brett Rypien.
Yeah. I have to agree. I have to agree with you on that. I'm going to go with the Packers. Last week, I went against them and it worked out. But I do think that one of these days, something's going to click and they'll catch the ball. It won't just keep it in their face mask. So it's going to.
You gotta win at least 5
got-
games. At least. Just
Yeah.
fine.
It's just how many points do the Rams put up in the first half, where the Packers
If we
inevitably
start in
score
the second
0 or
half,
3.
Yeah, if we just
We're
get rid
not
of
good
the
at
first two
scoring in the
quarters.
first half.
Nah,
We start
I don't know
scoring
what it is.
Third
Undefeated.
quarter.
If we played all year long like we did in the second half, then we would actually be a halfway decent football team.
It could be one of those games where we're just on fire in the first half, though.
I'd like to hope so. Again, that's why. Again, if the Rams lose, I'm okay with losing that point. I don't care, but just I need the Packers to start doing something, please. Or I don't know. It's making football hard to
No,
watch.
just tank. We need Caleb.
That'd be crazy if you guys could.
That would be
Need
crazy.
more than Caleb. now.
Let's go to number 2 and get Marvin Harrison Jr. Let's go get
Him too.
Marvin Harrison Jr. That would be a heck of.
Oh yeah, y'all are in the top
Heck,
5
receiver.
spot.
We're going to get offensive.
Yeah, y'all with
fire.
us. Yeah, y'all with us.
All right, we got the Germany game next. It's going to be a great game, but like it's going to be very tough to like, bring myself to wake up at 8:30 to watch this one.
I will be
That's
awake.
right.
I know
I will be wide
exactly
awake.
who's winning this one.
But this might be a game that I wake up for because I usually don't for the London games. But this one is it's Miami at Kansas City, Dolphins at Chiefs, and we're going to start with Keys. Who do you have in this one?
Oh man.
This is easy. It's an easy one.
It's
Yeah.
easy. It's
Yeah.
easy.
Really easy.
After last
I'm gonna
week,
go-
this is
It's
easy.
easy.
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm gonna go with the experience. Chiefs, man.
Calm down, buddy.
Let's go.
Chiefs.
Put your headphones on.
Maybe it's not easy. Maybe it's
Finds
maybe.
a way.
It's
maybe
extreme.
Finds a way.
Well, they're not
He
good.
just
I'm rolling
Tyreek
does.
revenge game, dude.
with the Kansas City
Oh
Chiefs
my
on this
goodness.
one.
What is
You
going
guys
on?
need to understand that the Dolphins do not play good against good football teams. The Dolphins
Chiefs
are
over.
frauds.
They are the
I
weakest
actually said
16
that.
teams.
I said
lost
The
that.
Chiefs
to
are not
Broncos.
good.
Okay,
I
Mahomes was
100%
hurt. I
said
understand they lost to the Broncos, but
Oh, Mahomes is hurt.
It was about
Mahomes, he was
having-
ill or he was ill or whatever. I don't know.
I wasn't.
Taylor Swift wasn't
Yeah,
at the
he had a
game.
Record streaks.
They're
Break.
overrated.
Break. you know?
Don't get me wrong. I am on the Chiefs are overrated bandwagon 100%.
Yeah,
but
they're-
Weakest 6-2 I've ever seen in my life.
Hey, but-
Miami,
yeah, 6-2.
I think, is almost just as overrated because this Dolphins squad does not play good against good teams. They lost to the Bills. Like, they got blown out by the Bills.
Tua
rival.
Tua
They
still has
lost
to
They're
show me.
divisional rival.
Tua still
Of
has
course
to
they're
show
going to
me.
lose one.
Yeah, the
I'm not
Bills,
worried about that.
they're
The
not
Bills
a
are
team to write
contenders.
off either.
Yeah.
No, I know. I'm not
kept
saying.
trying to tell you.
They scored all their points. They scored all their points the week
They don't
before.
win
A
big
70-point
games.
game against the Broncos, who beat
Yeah,
the Chiefs.
They lost to the Eagles too. I mean,
then the Chiefs get like
they did
9,
not play good
too.
against the Eagles. The thing is, they just can't run the ball against good teams, which,
Maybe you don't
as a
have to.
Mostert owner, is a little concerning. But
They got Tyreek.
Chiefs defense is okay this
You
year.
remember what Mustard did to them in the Super Bowl?
And I know this is Tyreek's, his revenge game or whatever.
It's
you know,
Mustard's
he's
revenge game,
playing the
too.
Chiefs, but
Mostert.
Mustard.
I'm going with the Chiefs on this one. I think they're gonna have a bounce back. Jalen,
Yeah, I'm going with the Chiefs. Like I said, they don't win big games unless they prove it this week. Let's
Miami
see.
chokes in big time moments.
They played the Bills and the Eagles, and they lost by multiple scores,
Mahomes finds a way, man.
10 or more. They lost.
He
by-
just doesn't lose back-to-back games either.
like
Chiefs or Dolphins?
He's
Awesome.
about
And he
to
good
lose
in November.
because the Dolphins are
fact.
winning this.
The
This is
Fins?
like their offense is electric, and the Chiefs are not it. They're fake. It's
They'll be
Dolphins.
back. Yeah, they'll be
Times,
back.
Okay.
times.
Championship.
Adam.
I got you. I'm going with the Dolphins because no Taylor Swift at this game. She's not coming to Germany. Travis.
If he does, I'm crying.
If she does,
if she
I'm
does,
dying.
then yeah, I'm going to change my pick.
Please
but
go to
Don't
Germany.
think she's going to be there.
She's doing a surprise Eras Tour concert at halftime.
That would suck.
Just kidding. No, she's not.
I would
You
lose it. Watch Travis
Oh, yeah,
just
he
be
gone.
standing out there cheering her on.
Yeah.
Attributes that
He's
He's just sitting there like,
Right. Yeah. Oh my God.
Instead of in the bathroom
But
using it, you're gonna be watching her perform.
But if she's not there, no Travis, no Chiefs, no win. Dolphins.
Oh boy.
now, I feel like I already know who you're going to pick, but I got to ask
now,
anyways.
Now let me explain this to you guys right now. This is their 6-2 record. 21-20 against the Lions, lost. 17-9 against the Jaguars. Wow. boring game, unbelievably boring.
Jags are a good football team, though.
The Jags, they should have won that game. Penalties. If you watch the game, you understand. They beat the Bears. They beat the Jets by 3. What's going on here? Okay, they beat the Vikings by 7.
But
Without
listen,
JJ. Well,
the
JJ got hurt that
NFL
game.
been weird because
Hold on.
bad teams been beating great teams.
They beat the Broncos 19-8. What are we doing? And they destroyed us, but okay. They destroyed the Chargers. And they lost to the Broncos 24-9. Okay, Dolphins have beat like good teams though. They beat Chargers 36-34, 24-17 Patriots. They're not good, but then they beat the Broncos 70-20. They lost to the Bills 48-20. Beat the Giants 31-16, and then the Panthers and they lost to the Eagles. But that was a good game until the fourth quarter. And Jalen Hurts just started to be great. Then the Patriots. I see what you guys are talking about. But they haven't played many good teams. But the Chiefs are overrated. They should be losing all of these games that I just said. They had a chance to lose besides the Bears, like literally. So I got Dolphins. I got Tyreek putting up 200, and Tua just having a masterclass game. It's gonna be fun.
My thing is, I just feel like the Chiefs. I 100% agree. But I feel like the Chiefs that said about all the time that they're overrated and that they should be losing these games. I felt like it was last year too. And I 100% agree. They don't look like a convincing football team, but there's just Tom Brady-esque where they just find ways to win all of a sudden.
The refs.
I mean,
telling you,
what's the
NFL
common denominator
loves
there? But
The NFL loves them. They want them to win these games. I would not be shocked
Look,
if they win.
Pat.
Especially here, it probably will be.
Oh my God!
little
Yeah, in
bit.
Germany,
Yeah.
are you kidding me? They would love Patrick Mahomes winning
Right.
in Germany. Are you kidding me? They don't want Tua winning.
they
that.
already got the graphic made up with him in the overalls and with
Exactly.
the beer and whatever. So,
Look, I got Dolphins, man. You gave me Tyreek in the overalls and stuff.
all right. Well, that's exactly what we want, a split game there. So a split matchup, but we got to cruise along here. We got about 9 minutes left, and we got 3 games left to pick here. So we're going to go Dallas at Philadelphia. Just give some quick thoughts with your pick. We're going to, I guess it's my turn to start, right? Because I realized I was going last all the time, and I felt like that was not fair to you guys because I should not get to know everybody's picks before I do my own. So, oh yeah, clearly it's working out for me. So Dallas at Philadelphia. Let's not overcomplicate this one. This is going to be Eagles all day. I think that the Cowboys, they play good against some teams, and then they play very bad against some teams. I know that this is going to be this is going to be a good game. Don't get me wrong. Close game, but I think the Eagles are going to sneak one out here. Jalen.
Eagles. Keep going.
Eagles, they're the best team in football right now. It's
Not
Even
losing.
they don't look that convincing, though. There's no standout team right now
Not
in
losing
football.
in Philly.
Adam.
that too.
Honestly,
Ravens.
I want to say Cowboys just because they've won
say it.
the past 9 of 11 games.
You need
against
the
Eagles.
points. You need the points.
Dak has been balling though.
I'm not mad at you for that at all.
I'll
Dak-
go
Dak's
Cowboys.
been playing
I need
really
it. I
great.
need it, but
And CD
I hope
Lamb.
the Eagles win.
Cowboys.
I think I'm gonna go Eagles only because they have a healthy O-line right now. If they didn't have a healthy O-line, then Jalen Hurts would play like a JV quarterback. So
And with Trevon Diggs being out too, the
well, he's been out. so-
Cowboy, yeah, I know.
But they've
Cowboys
adjusted
defense
to it though.
goes.
They adjusted,
AJ
though,
Brown about to have a
somewhat.
field day.
Exactly. And
AJ Brown
Devontae
is about to
Smith.
kill Stephon
Yeah,
Gilmore.
he
Oh
old.
my gosh.
He's old.
DeAndre Swift gonna go crazy. I mean, that line is crazy.
It's a Cowboys team that lost to the Niners by 32 points, which
Yeah.
obviously at the time, it looked like the Niners were on top of the world, but we've lost 3 straight now. It doesn't look that good. Keys.
That makes it look worse.
I'm gonna go Eagles. Nobody can stop the tush push. It's
Sure. I don't know what that
and
is.
Or the
Impossible.
brotherly toss.
Fake tush.
Yeah. Jalen
Brotherly
Hurts is a dual threat.
shove.
I will say I think Jalen Hurts is under a little bit more pressure than Dak right now. I will say that. Just,
Dak has been playing good last couple
To get
weeks.
back.
If he loses this game, you know how much hate he's gonna get for that.
I mean,
Yeah.
losing
Like that's a lot of pressure. They're
It's big for
7-1,
anybody.
but that would make the Cowboys 6-3, and
6-2.
or 6-2. So, I mean, I don't know. I
Philly would still have the conference. I mean, the division
then they
still
got
lead.
one more game.
They are
have to win
vulnerable,
that game.
man.
Otherwise,
Washington-
Cowboys get the one. So
Gave them a run for
I
their
don't know.
money.
You count. You so wait.
And 49ers.
So you
gotta
so
chase
you
them.
said the Cowboys are gonna end up beating the Bills, the Seahawks, along with the Commanders, who they have tough history with, and the Lions and the Dolphins.
I'm saying they're a good team. They're always a good regular season team. I don't see why not.
Yeah.
They're always a team to look up for.
They're a tough team to predict because when they're on,
Yeah.
they're on.
They
I mean,
do have
they
Mike McCarthy as a coach.
They
which
blew
sucks.
out the
Yeah,
Rams
that's
last
the
week.
ball.
Yeah,
The Rams aren't that bad, but when they're bad, they're bad.
Right. So
He lost to the
So,
Cardinals.
you can't ever like predict them.
that's-
Yeah, you
They're
can't ever
7?
predict them except in the playoffs. You can predict that they're going to lose.
Eagles
So.
barely beat the Commanders.
All right, we got to get to our locks here. So over to Jalen. Jalen, lock of the week.
Saints beating the Bears.
Going against the Bears
They're
once
not.
again.
Tyson Badgett is not winning. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It's not happening.
I can't fault you for that pick. Austin,
Colts at Panthers.
okay. You don't think Carolina's going to string a couple together here?
I hope they lose.
Adam,
Oh boy. I don't know. There's so many. Oh boy. Sorry. There's so many different games. I'll go Falcons over Vikings. Yeah.
Good choice.
I got you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bills Bengals. Bills will win that. Upstairs, they're not favored, so I got Bills.
Bills over Cincy. So that's not even your upset pick. That's your lock.
Yeah.
It's my lock.
That's
yeah.
your lock.
Well, since he's
Okay.
actually the favorite.
Right, yeah,
Actually,
that's what I'm saying.
you can put that as my upset. My lock. Oh, jeez. Sorry.
I thought this was the lock. Wait.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
this
is
is the lock.
This is
This
the lock.
is
Yeah, this is the
My bad.
lock.
I got to mix.
Bears would not be favored
Lock.
over
I
the
got
Saints.
Chargers over Jets. No, I can't pick them actually.
Maybe in
Can I?
2018.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the rule says you can't pick them 3 weeks in a row. We decided so.
Okay.
So
Lock is Chargers Jets.
you can't pick the Chargers next week, but you got them this
I don't
week.
know. That's a lot.
That's fine.
Keith,
That's a lock for me.
I got locked. Ravens over Seattle.
okay.
I feel like Ravens is the best team in the league.
Baltimore over Seattle there.
And the league is crazy.
Interesting.
It's got crazy.
What did you drink?
Yes.
In the
Baltimore
league.
we trust.
They got the best. They got the MVP right now.
Give me who we place. Oh yeah. Okay, I don't want to pick that one. Give me Browns over Arizona. I'll take Cleveland over Arizona.
That's fair.
Okay, upsets. We already got Nazir's over here. Austin.
Are Chargers underdogs for that game?
I don't
No, they're
believe
the
so.
favorite.
They are the
They're
favorite
favorite.
by
They should be
3.5.
favored.
Yep, they are the favorite by 3.5.
Still the better team overall.
Who's the underdog for Bucks and Texans?
That would be the
Bucks.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Bucks. Give me the Bucks.
Okay.
That's not bad.
That's what I'm
that's
going with,
good.
too.
Tampa Bay over Houston.
But Baker.
Wait,
Adam.
Houston's favorite.
Houston is favored in that one.
Favored, yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's
Home
crazy.
team.
That's
Wow.
That's the home. That's the 3-point home team favorite right there.
I had the Bucks going into this, so I'm gonna stick with there.
All right, Tampa Bay over Houston in that one. Keys.
Who is favored over what I was just looking at? Crap. New England and Washington.
That would be the Patriots.
Patriots. is favored.
Washington.
That's crazy.
Washington's my
Washington
favorite.
is underdogs?
Washington is the
You better
underdogs.
pick that.
I'm
dude.
rolling
They were
Washington.
hanging with Philly. Yes, that's right.
And that throwing 2 picks.
They should have beat Philly twice.
Exactly. One of them went to overtime.
Oh my God.
I picked him a couple weeks
I don't
ago
wanna
and
pick
it hit. So give me him again. Give me the Giants over the Raiders.
There you go.
I can
that's-
see that. I
that's
can
That's
see
a good
that.
one.
I was looking at
The
that.
They're in
Raiders are
Jimmy
shambles.
G looked horrible.
Well, he's not even
playing.
starting. They got
That
Aiden
too.
O'Connell now in the
O'Connell's up
game.
there, baby.
And I mean, I mean, they do have a new head coach, so that's always very tough to predict. I kind of like to
That's
stay.
even worse.
I like to stay away from those games.
The
So
Giants. I would not trust the Giants after what I've seen
Danny
last week.
Dimes
I might,
Still have time to
revise
change.
that one,
You
but
still have
we'll
time
go
to
over to
change.
Jalen. Yeah.
My upset pick is the Bills over the Bengals.
There you go.
Yeah, Josh
Yeah.
Allen. Hopefully he gets give me a 30-point fantasy.
I'm not convinced by Burrow yet, man.
But they beat the 49ers, though.
They-
I get
Yes,
that. I
they
understand
did.
that.
Brock
But I'm
Purdy
looking
lost.
at the
I'm telling you,
fantasy
this the
standpoint.
weirdest football
Brock Purdy
year
lost
in,
that
in
game.
ever. Like, I don't know who's good. I really
They
don't.
also
yeah, you
still
can't
missing.
trust any
I don't know.
team.
You can't trust any team, but that they were not. They didn't. They turned the ball over like every other possession.
But
I'm
49ers
going-
is vulnerable
I'm
because
going on the Bills because of the fantasy standpoint.
going
I need
Bills
Josh
either,
Allen
but-
to go stupid.
You know what? I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to go with the Giants over the Raiders.
I like that.
I think that I feel a little bad about it because I think that the Raiders could rally around their new head coach or whatever, but
They won't.
I don't know.
I don't think they have
Aiden
no way.
O'Connell did not look too convincing in his first start,
No
so
head
The
coach.
Giants even
Yeah.
had minus one passing yards.
yeah.
That's bad.
That is all the time we have here. Thank you all for watching. We got our picks in, and we will let you know how they do. Once again, check out Flaming Puck Unicycle Hockey if you have not already, if you did not rush to your computer as soon as you heard those 4 words together. But thank you all for watching and listening on 91.7 The Edge, WSUW Whitewater, and watching on the UWW TV live stream. I am Nolan Kopodlowski. For everybody else, signing off. Thank you all. Have a great weekend, and we will see you back on Hawk Talk on Monday.
Yeah.